So, welcome everyone. If you are joining us for the first time, I'm Melissa McLeod here at the Wool the Floss in Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan. We have some of our usual suspects here and some new Thursday people helping out. Emily is on a plane, I believe, already. Yes, she was getting on the plane at 8:30 on her way to Hawaii for 10 days. So you can tell I'm a little jealous. It is very gray and rainy here, which is super sad because today is also Liz's daughter's Addie's graduation. Although the rain's supposed to stop, hopefully the sun will come out. You know, we'll see. I think it was Kaylee and Drew's graduation that it was like a gray day and they still had it outside, and literally just as we sat down and the graduation started, the sun came out. It was it was very touching. I still remember it. So in any event, Kelly is moderating. Bryn is here helping us today. She's not usually here on Thursdays, but she's filling in for Emily. Annie is here. Kaylee is here. Laura's here. Liz is here. She said she was going to try to. I'm so jealous, Em. Have a fantastic time. She and I were still talking work at about 9 o'clock last night, solving a little snafu, which I think we came to a good conclusion. So that's all good. So thank you for that, Emily. So I've got some finishing. We don't have trunk show things to show you, although actually I kind of have a one-off trunk show piece to show you, which we'll talk about. I've got some fantastic new bags. You guys are going to die. I picked them out. I called Liz at the shop one day and I said, I know you're really busy, but take a peek at these. Am I crazy? And then Megan walked in. They were both like squealing. So I think you're going to love these. So I've got that. I've got a bunch of restocks, got a bunch of new canvases, lots and lots of stuff. Everyone was trying to like power through things while Emily was still in the building. Yes, everyone's a little nervous when Em leaves because she does a lot for us around here. So we appreciate that. So let's start with some finishing. You all have seen these bags. I'm trying to see what we have left. I've got more on the way, so it doesn't really matter. This little darling bag, who is this here for? Let me see who the stitcher is. Oh, Julie, she's local to us. This is one of our local stitchers. She picked up one of our market bags. Oh, I didn't mention something. Sorry. Liz warned me that I would get this funny message, which I did. Sorry about that little pause. Her phone's acting a little wonky in one little way, but we fixed it. We are no longer filming live on Facebook. If you are a Facebook watcher, hopefully you will still see this, because when we are done with the video, it will auto post to Facebook. I still have 2 cameras going because we are auditioning a certain situation that I think will make your lives easier, but I'm not going to announce the whole thing in case we fall on our faces, which we may. You never know. Technology and me, pretty good most of the time, but you know, it's something new, so we'll see. So in any event, I will still be showing things to 2 cameras when necessary, but this is Julie's bag. It is these bags we have, I think we just have, this is the medium, or is this the small? Sorry, this is the small, and we have more of the smalls on the way. They come in with the leather on the handles in black, navy blue, orange, and green. We have medium and large in lots of colors, and I think you can check out our website. And I'm going to be showing you a couple more today because we happen to have some new canvases that needed good matchups. So there we go. So this is here for Julie, this darling little flower power canvas. She did some really fun little stitches. I'm going to show you guys up close. Boom, boom. So she kind of used her flowers as almost like a little sampler. And this is from Ziggy Stitches, and we can order this for you. And my finisher, I think, finishes it kind of like as a soft patch, puts fabric on the back. And then because this is so dense, with this type of finish, there is glue involved. We always try to avoid glue with our finishing here at the Wool and the Floss. However, something this dense, there is no way any human hands could sew through this. And I don't know a machine that's capable of sewing through that either without ruining it. So the glue is only attached to the fabric, never to your needlepoint. So if at some point you wanted, like, you'd use this purse for 20 years and the purse is falling apart, I don't know if it'd fall apart after 20 years, but you know, it depends how you use it, right? then you could take this off and you could refinish it into an ornament. So I think I described all that accurately.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, if you take it off, you would lose the cording would stay on, probably stay on the thing.
Oh,
but
that's a bonus. I would have thought that would have been
it would stay
with the fabric, right?
Yeah, but
yes, but your needlepoint would be secure and safe. Perfect. Love it. So that is here for Julie, and I know she'll be thrilled. I feel like I should save this finish for the end because it's pretty fantastic. These little darlings are here for our friend Shar. Shar is, we call her a local legend because she is such an avid stitcher and such a beautiful human being. And yesterday, 2 days ago, Tuesday, she just surprised us with bagels and cream cheese the other morning, which was just so thoughtful. So she's very, very good to us, and we appreciate her very much. And these little cutie pies were from the Kathy Schenkel trunk show that we had in January, maybe? December? Hey, I was darn close. So there's the little pumpkin head guy, because they're like little Halloween characters, right? And this one's dressed up like a bee. I really should have stitched this. I'm trying to think, Kaylee was a ladybug and Drew was a bee when they were like a year and a half. They were so cute. Oh my gosh, so cute. And my finishers put darling little fabric on the back. So they're just little tiny weighted stand-ups. And I think there are more in this series. We would have to look. Shara is a needlepoint machine. Yes, she is, Lisa. Okay, and I'm seeing the comment, I wonder if a magnet would work as an alternative to glue. You did? Well, I think that's a good one I'm going to answer verbally, because people ask that a lot. Sorry, it's not here.
Too thick is what
so there's two reasons that I personally wouldn't want to do that. First of all, this rattan is very, very thick. You can see that. I'm sorry. Okay, I thought you were saying it was called something else other than rattan. I think it is rattan.
Yeah.
It's probably about 3/4 of an inch thick. So you'd have to get a like incredibly strong magnet for this finish. The other reason that I'm not a big fan of magnets is if you put your phone in the purse, don't you remember all those years of like, don't put magnets next to your electronics? I think that's still a thing, unless like sometimes I'm technologically behind, but I don't like the thought of magnets near my phone. My phone's gonna be in my purse. You know, I don't know, does it screw up our key fobs? I have no idea. It might not. I could be completely wrong on that and crazy because I'm not super techie, but that's why I probably wouldn't do that.
There would be easy to catch that on something.
Like this gets pushed.
It'll get pulled off or whatever. You lose
so, anyways, but I like the thought of something being removable. Maybe some Velcro strips might be a better option to a magnet, but again, it's gonna stick out a little from the purse. Right. So, anyway, but you know, we love resourceful thinking, so so keep on thinking for sure. But that's my personal opinion of why I wouldn't use magnets. I do know some other stores do a magnetized finish. It's just I only want to represent things that I personally would be happy with. So there we go.
And our finisher does an amazing job.
Yeah, she does. These are here for, so cute. Okay, I've got a little announcement about these two. These are here for our friend Linda. Linda was here for our retreat. It was so fun to meet her in person. And she has quite a collection of Stitched Angels here. So darling.
We had a lot of Lindas at retreat. Which Linda is this?
Linda from Texas.
Oh.
I think we only had one Linda from Texas, right?
Yes.
I'm never sure if I should announce her last name.
That's fine. Linda from Texas.
Yes.
I know who you're talking about.
So this is her Needlepoint Stitched Angel. So I did have a comment from our finisher who does these, and she said, I know sometimes people add extra rows to the Stitched Angels. We usually say do not add extra rows unless you want them to be finished just like at Char's little people wear, that knife edge gusseted finish or knife edge weighted finish, because you need to make the Stitched Angel a little bit fatter, otherwise they get too skinny. But when you want them done in this traditional finish, how cute is this floral? I don't know if Linda changed these colors. This tulip angel is darling. Don't add extra rows, because if you do, they will show. There's no way, for whatever reason, to have them not show on this style finish. And this is the Stitch Queen. I did try to reorder these the other day, and they were sold out of them. I was really bummed out, but we will get more of these, and I can pre-order them if you are interested. There's also a maybe it was the needle minder that was sold out. I'm not sure if I looked at the canvas itself, but those are all here for Linda, and I think all of these ribbons are from our ribbon bar. If you are local to us and you're gonna stitch, or not, if you're local to us, you can pick them out in person. If you're going to stitch a Stitch It Angel, you can head over to our ribbon bar and pick out your ribbon first for the bow wings, and then you can match your threads to the ribbon. It's a little harder to match the ribbon to what you've already stitched. I mean, we do it, it can be done, but if you are a little type A like me, you will be happy if you pick your ribbon first. The other thing to be aware of is that if you are purchasing a Stitch It Angel from us and you don't need threads, because I mean, come on, it needs like, you know, this much thread. Most of us have things in our stash. So if that is your situation, just ask us to pick out the ribbon bows, and then you can use your stash to match up to the ribbon. So there we go. I think we have a few more Stitch It Angels in here. It was a Stitch It Angel extravaganza. Oh my gosh. Okay, so many Stitch It Angels. We're gonna kind of fly through these, even though they're so darling. So this is for Shauna. I believe Shauna's on a 6-week trip somewhere fabulous, so she's probably not watching us. But this is a darling Valentine angel. So sweet. I will tell you that these double-sided, these ribbons that aren't double-sided still work out okay on the Stitch It Angel, because that's the back, and it still looks kind of cute from the back, but the front looks amazing. So that's here for Shauna. And then she's got this other little cutie pie that this is from Danji. We had their trunk show recently. So sweet, and she provided her own fabric, and how cute is that? Oops, sorry, I say every week I drop something, and thank God needlepoint isn't breakable.
If you're waiting on one of your special pre-orders from Danji, I think all of them except 2 came in and they're being processed today.
Okay, yeah, this time of year, like we kind of had a glut of like where we're not receiving some things, because right after market in March, I'm so confused. Oh, let's hope that our video stayed. Our video looks to still be on. Pause due to poor connection. Yeah. Let's see what's gonna happen. We're having a little flipperoo of the lights.
It's not showing on my end.
Do we? Oh,
yeah, no.
We restarted on my end, I think.
Okay, it did not on mine.
Let's
the
see.
Wi-Fi is gonna take a minute.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep talking because I think
it probably picked up the cellular signal.
Do you have your phone, Kales? Can you, if you go on, am I still live to the world?
Here, I can check on mine.
Oh, sorry, Kelly has her phone. Sorry.
Yeah, you are.
Okay,
so
good.
What it did is
sorry,
it picked
everybody.
Up the cellular connection. And
Hallelujah.
I can't see it.
Okay, so oh, you can't see anything. The last thing I see is that.
You right now live.
Oh, good. Okay. Good. Okay, sorry about that. As I said, it is gray and rainy here. On the way here, there were two or three traffic lights that were out, and I was worried that we wouldn't have power. We came in, we had power, but we just had a little power blip. So sorry about all that.
Yeah. And if you want something, wait a minute to comment. Or I guess I can look for my phone. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're. Well, don't believe me. I got the gift of the gab, Kel. We'll be okay. So in any event. Don't know where I was and when I got freaked out about the power outage. So I'm just going to keep going, and hopefully if I was saying anything important, I will remember. These are also for Shauna. Shauna is Irish, of Irish descent. And this is the little shamrock angel, I believe she's called. We also have a couple Halloween angels, and they all have the same ribbon, and that was intentional. There is the pot of gold, so sweet. And this is the time of the video where the lights start to get to me and the jacket's gonna have to go off. There is the black cat, and she did the black cat all in fuzzy stuff, you guys. So cute, I can't stand it. So here is Shauna's last one, which is her bat angel. And she gave her like a little fancy updo. And look at our bat ribbon. Sorry, I gotta remember to show the other camera. So cute, that bat ribbon. I picked up at market. I went to Dallas Market with my friend Heidi, I think a year or two ago, and bought lots and lots of ribbon. So these are all here for Shauna, and they will be ready for her when she's back. Michelle had a couple Stitched Angels in with us. Two are identical except for hair color. So I'm just going to show you one, and these are so stinking cute. This is Stitch It will do sorority angels. There we go. So here's Kappa Kappa Gamma. My sister was a Kappa, and look at the hairdo Michelle gave these angels. So sweet. And had us add a 2025 charm to the back. Absolutely darling. So those are here for Michelle. Oops. Stitched Angel Parade continues. This is here for our friend Donna. Donna is coming to visit us next month. I'm so excited to meet her in person. And oh my gosh, look at this hairdo, ladies and gents. So sweet. Here, I want to hold her from the edges of her cording so I don't get her. But look at that little updo, like the double ponies. So darn sweet. And ribbon from our ribbon bar. Okay, we have one last section of Stitched Angels, and these are for a brand new stitcher. These might be the first thing she stitched. Her mother is an avid stitcher. Her mother-in-law to be is an avid stitcher. And here is Mrs. Claus, and here is the pilgrim holding the turkey. So sweet. So those are here for Ginny. So if that inspired you to do some Stitched Angels, Anne pulled together a collection of them for me. So I'm just going to fly through these really quick. If you're interested in these, just let us know. If on my camera that I'm not identifying, if you're listening to this, if we're successful, don't comment there. You will have to refer to an email for the store or look at our website. But on Instagram, feel free to comment live. This is the Barbie Stitched Angel. This is the Happy Birthday Stitched Angel. Wouldn't that be sweet to do that one and put it on the doorknob of whoever's birthday it is in your house, in their bedrooms, if you have littles. The Cross Angel. The Witch with the Black Cat that we just saw that Shauna had stitched. Do that all in fuzzy stuff like she did. It was so cute. I think this could be either an angel who's reading or who has a choral, what's that called? Whatever a choir book would be called, sorry. Kaylee and I, we went to the first of 2 funerals that we will have within 3 weeks of each other. And we were saying it was so obvious which side of the family was which, because no one on my side of the family, we are not avid good church goers, nothing personal. It's really just, it's family history. I didn't grow up going to church, therefore my kids didn't grow up going to church. So when she said it was on page 1 of the hymnal, that's the word. I literally, type A me, looked on page 1 and I'm like, well, that's not it. Well, she really meant the first hymn in the hymnal, which is not page 1. So to type me, it threw me over the edge. Here's the Scottish Angel. We did have bagpipers at my mother-in-law's funeral, and it was absolutely beautiful. It was a sad but loving day, and we got to see lots and lots of relatives, and it was as wonderful as a funeral can be. There is the pirate. Here is the pot of gold, which I think Shauna also stitched. Here is the bat angel. I think we saw that one stitched as well. Anne pulled out the nurse angel. I ordered this for her. Anne is a retired pediatric nurse who still has her nursing designations, but not actively in the nursing world, but could be at any moment. And here is the jingle angel. This is a newer one. I think this is so sweet. Like super simple, but just really sweet. Of course, you all know we love the Lions angel. Go Lions. Kelly is still on her mission to teach Holly Campbell how to stitch. We're going to see how that works out. We're all fully in favor of it. Holly Campbell would be Dan Campbell's wife. Dan Campbell is the Lions coach for anyone who's not knee-deep in Lions football like we are around here. And this is the Rosé Angel. So sweet. Okay. Phew. Stitched Angel love. Okay. Next up, this is for Robin. It says staff, as if we wouldn't know. And this is Father Christmas. Is that what he's called, I think? From Spellbound Stitchery. So we can order this for you.
There's a name for him, the green.
That's what I was asking. It says Green Man on here, so how about that?
Is that all? Green Man.
There's not a better name for this? Robin sometimes is watching us live, but now she has, you know, a real job, so she might not be watching us live.
I have a Puavic ornament of that.
Oh, really? How pretty would that be? So Detroit has a big history with Puavic pottery, and so our Anne is saying that there's a Puavic pottery of that, which is really fun. This is for Mary. Mary is local to us. And this is a design by Saturnalia, who's also a local designer to us. This is one of her window series. I don't know, they used to come on 13 and 18. I think now they're only available on 18. And this, of course, you're seeing it backwards because I self-film. This is the Celebrate Angel. Or Celebrate Angel, sorry, Angels on the Brain. The Celebrate window. And Mary did do a lot of different stitches in all of these small spaces, so I'm going to show that to you up close. Really, really great. And I love that my finishers painted the feet pink and these little polka dots on the back. Really, really sweet. So there we go. And maybe, and then we do have the Halloween window in stock. This is a favorite. We love a good Halloween piece around here, and it's just really well designed and darling. So those are available if you're interested. Okay, I'm going to show you this one fantastic piece of finishing. This is here for Roseanne, and she asked us to finish it with real lights. This is the Griswald cat, which we have sold a number of times. He comes on she comes on a white canvas. This background choice, which is fantastic, was Roseanne's pick. I think she sent in her own fabric, it looks like. No, fabric says finisher's choice, you guys. Don't ask me why we have this fabric in our fabric stash around here, but look at, hysterical.
It's my favorite Christmas movie.
It is so good. So she asked us to put real lights on him. So watch, you guys ready for this? Let's see if I can turn this on right. Up. Up or down? Oh, there we go. Down. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So Angie is the daughter of one of our long time employees, and she is now helps with our finishing. And I just said to Anne, who's known Beth forever, Anne is her mother's daughter. Like, you can't give that woman a challenge that she won't rise to. So she's like, lights on an ornament? I've never done it, but I'll figure it out. Like, fantastic. So we can order this ornament for you. We have had it numerous times. It is out of stock right now with us, but easy for me to order. So if you want the Griswold cat, let us know. I'm going to turn it off so I don't use up all her batteries. What I will tell you is if you choose to stitch this, or if you have it in your stash or you want us to order it, Roseanne did send us lights, and her lights didn't work. Sabrina, who's our finishing manager, asked me to pass along that if anyone wants the lights, we will just send us an email and she'll send you a link to them. That it's hard for us, I don't know why she said it's hard for us to source them, but you won't have a problem. I was a little confused by that, but I also overslept this morning, so it was a very brief conversation. So we are happy to share the link with that to you, and you would send the lights in with your finishing. So hopefully that all makes sense, and that is fantastic. Okay. We are going to go on to some accessories that we have restocked, some things that are new. So I do have more finishing, but it's easier on Kelly and Bryn if I kind of shake things up a little bit. So that's what we do these days. I got a restock in from my Notion supplier. So we have had these Identipens before. I have a set. My set I've probably had I've owned the shop for almost 10 years. I've probably had my set for like 13 years, and they're all still fine. You take care of these pens, you will have them for life. They are like Sharpies on steroids, because Sharpies are not waterproof. They're water resistant. Is that what they call them? They're not waterproof. These literally are waterproof. They were recommended to me by Amy Bunger, and anytime Amy Bunger says something's the go-to, I'm on board. So $20, you get 8 colors. They are double-sided. So if you are trying to color in a background, let's say you have the Griswold cat and the background's white, and you want it to have a brown background, you could use this brown pen to color it in. It's not going to look like it's painted, don't get me wrong, but it will alleviate any halo effect if your thread is a little bit light. So there you go. So these are back and in the building. They're great for covering up the background. They're great for coloring in anything. We also always have our Presto pens on hand, which is our whiteout, our paint pen, a number 4 hard pencil, and an artist eraser. So those things kind of all work hand in hand together. So they are all in the building. From our friend Tracy and Tom at Planet Earth, we carry a lot of the Planet Earth threads. As you all know, we have Planet Earth wool, we have, I shouldn't have done this way, Planet Earth silk, Pepper Pot, which is behind me, Essentials on cards, Reflections. Am I missing anything? I think I'm not either. So this is the color card for Planet Earth silk. Usually I order these for people specifically, but the Planet Earth silk one, somehow I ended up with an extra. So what I love about their color cards is they have a real thread on them. They are not inexpensive, but look at the back, you guys. You can tell that a person has sat down and handmade all of these. So they print the cards, someone sits down, unwraps a little bit and tapes a little bit. So they are $74. But this will literally pay for itself if you're a Planet Earth silk user and you say, please send me a blue. Instead of sending me a blue now, you can say, I want Aquarius color 085, and you can put it right up next to your project. So I do have a Planet Earth silk in the building. It is $74. I can order Planet Earth wool. I can order Pepper Pot. I think I can order Essentials. Yes, we've had Essentials color cards before. So anyways, those are all here, or the Planet Earth silk is here. The others are orderable. So, and then our favorite tacks are finally back in the building. These are from Colonial. They are very, very similar to the tacks that come with the Corjack tack kit, which we always thought were the best tacks you could find until on a whim I bought these one day. Kelly is, I kind of go back and forth between tacks and staples. I'm not as picky as Kelly is. Kelly took a set of these home and she's like, Melissa, they're even better than the Corjack ones. So these are back in the building. She also loves this little tool that comes with it. So the regular tacks that I think come from Clover have the blue plastic thing. This is kind of like more heavy duty. Like you can tell how heavy it is even in this box. So tacks are back in the building. They're a great add-on if you're ordering other things. So we had been out of stock of them since I think February. So we were very happy to have them back in the building. Another thing that had been out of stock for quite a while, these are, and I found these because our friend Laura was here for the retreat, and then she messaged me afterwards and she's like, somehow, and I don't think it was at the retreat, I hope not, I can't remember, she said, I've lost my favorite scissors. So these are Laura's favorite scissors, and they are the curved tip Italian made scissors, I always say. They are $48.50. They are super sharp. And do you see how pointy the ends are? I'm going to try to get that right in front of my jacket so you can see how pointy the ends are. And they're very, very sharp. They are fantastic for just regular use, but they're great with that slight curved edge. They're really great for trimming turkey work because you want to be able to sculpt your turkey work. They're also really good for pulling up your waist knots and digging under and snipping your waist knots. They're also really good for taking your stitches out because they have this curved end. I'm going to say thank you to Mary right now. Mary is commenting that she would like something, but why I'm thanking her, not only because she's buying tacks, I'm thanking her because she remembered to say to which of her, she has a summer home and a year-round home. She said, she told us where to ship them to. So if you are asking us for something and you have 2 addresses on file, it's so helpful to us to know where we're sending them. June, you know, some people might be at their summer place, they might be at their winter place. And I'm fortunate enough to have, you know, a second home as well. I don't really ship anything up there, except for a whole bunch of my Walmart orders last week went to the summer house. Oops. But I'll get up there hopefully next weekend. So yes, if you are asking for a canvas, we always assume no threads. If you are wanting threads, just say plus threads, please. If you have 2 homes, please let us know. And yes, back to these. So Laura and I were under the impression that maybe we wouldn't be able to get these anymore, but I was able to reach out to my supplier and they're like, absolutely, we still have them. So that was great. Whew. I also, as you guys know, love, love, love good scissors. And so these Golden Forge scissors are made in Italy from a single piece. They're covered in that lovely willow green enamel. These come in a number of different colors. I know a number of you have the cream colored version of these on back order. They have been ordered. They are not available right now. They do come from overseas. You know, we all know that things are taking a little bit longer these days, et cetera, et cetera. So the willow is the only color that she had in stock. So I ordered a bunch of pairs of these, and I think they're a beautiful, beautiful color. So, and beautifully made and excellent, excellent workmanship and wonderful scissors in general. But the color kind of got me, not gonna lie. Okay. This is another kind of silly thing, but I had to order these when I found this out. Painted Pony has been in the business a very long time. She has a charm company called By Jupiter. It is where if you have been stitching forever and ever like I have, you might have a Painted Pony angel in your stash, either stitched or in my case unstitched, where there's little charms on them. Well, what By Jupiter has started making are cute little state charms. So of course I only have the Michigan charm, but it does include the Upper Peninsula. I hope you guys can see it. It says Michigan on it. And so there it is for my second camera. There it is for Instagram. So I have them in silver, I have them in gold. You know, I think they're, I think they're like $2.95 or something like that. And I just thought they'd be fun to put on the back of something, especially if maybe you're not from Michigan and you're commemorating the fact that you stitched something in honor of a trip to Michigan. These might be fun to have. So silver and gold, just kind of a little thing. Just know we have them. I'm happy to add them to a future order. Okay, I got a restock in. Oops, this one's for me. Didn't write that down, but that's for me. A restock in from our friend Sandy at my woodworker. We got restocked our scissor fobs. This is the Wool the Floss colorway. The reason I said this one is for me, this happens to be the Galentine colorway, and I can order more of these. But I like to put one of these on each of my chatelaines. The chatelaines we've showed off a million times from my dear friend Victoria at Whitson. They have cutter, collapsible scissors, magnifier, laying tool, and a needle threader all on there. I usually put a regular pair of scissors, and I love to put a needle fob because the only thing that's really not included on that little mini tool set that's so ready on the go is needles and a snag nabbit, and needles and a snag nabbit will fit in here. So this happens to match my chatelaine, so that's going home with me today. But we did restock the Wool the Floss colorway, and we always have other colorways of this in the building. I also restocked what I call our Magic Save. This is a needle threader on the end of this gorgeous handmade wooden handle. My craftsman is a crafter, woods craftsman by night and a banker by day. He's fantastic. And he does these exclusively for us. I had these made after my dog ate one that I'd had for like 25 years. And he figured out how to make this for me because that craftsman was no longer around. He has either retired or since left this world. And this is here. So it will work as a basic needle threader, but how I usually use it is if I discover that a pattern in my stitching has gone awry, which you know sometimes happens, you can find where your pattern's gone wrong. You can snip that thread in half, especially if you have a pair of slightly curved scissors. Those Italian made scissors are fantastic for this. Snip that in half and then pull out just a couple of stitches. You can bury your needle and then thread your needle with this. And therefore you're not taking out gobs of stitching, you're just taking out a little teeny tiny bit of stitching. So this has become a lifesaver to many, many stitchers, and we love it. He has a new wood color. So his daughter's name is Delilah, which I kind of love. She is 16 years old. He said since she's been 3, she's been always full of great ideas. So she came up with the name for his new color, which, how pretty is this? His new colorway is called Neapolitan. So it's pinks and natural and brown, and it is so pretty. And he said my daughter named it Neapolitan, which I thought was perfect because I, of course, am an ice cream lover. And I think Delilah came up with the perfect name for it. So we have laying tools available in this Neapolitan color, and any of our other wood things will also be available going forward. So we also got our small Ort bowl is what we call this, but this little beautifully crafted and turned bowl, this is hot pink, can be used for anything. I have people that put it on their kitchen counter and they put their rings in it when they're doing the dishes. I've had people gift it to their father-in-law or mother-in-law for them to put their hearing aids in when they're not like plugging them in for the night. So lots and lots of uses for this. So that's the pink version. There is blue and white. I think we have the Wool and the Floss colorway in the building. I didn't double check that. And because Father's Day is coming up in a couple weeks, I thought just this natural wood one was very pretty. And if you're, you know, dad or husband who may be a father is leaving his AirPods all over the house when he's getting up from the work computer or whatever, this is here. So really, really pretty. So last but not least from Sandy is one of our, sorry, I should have unwrapped this ahead of time, one of our exclusive, Emily, you'll be interested to know that Anne is running around like a crazy lady like you usually do. She's going to be exhausted by 11 o'clock. I think she's missing you the most right now, Emily. This is our large Ort and tool holder. It is done in the natural stripes, so beautiful. This is designed to store your orts, which if you are a newer stitcher, the word ort is always like, what are you talking about? There's actually, what does the acronym stand for? Anyone remember? ORT? It's actually an acronym that right now I'm not coming up with, but it's what we refer to as the little bits and bobs that we trim from our needlepoint canvas that are going to be trash. They go in here and you can throw that out. Emily's commenting to you, and that you will need some gummy bears and Coke when you are done. Miss you.
What?
Emily said you will need some gummy bears and a Coke when you are done.
Yeah.
So, okay, so back to
Old random thread.
Old random thread. Duh. Thank you so much. I think Jessica, I think that's who that is. So there is this little tiny hole has a magnet at the bottom of it. So that's kind of designed to store your needles. The center one, I always have to look and see. I think it's the center one. Has a little piece of kind of foam in there because if you put your laying tool in here and you don't have the protective cover on it, which honestly, I always kind of misplace my protective cover, it will keep it from the point from dulling. And then there's room for all your scissors because like I said, I'm a little bit of a scissor horse. So we love this. This is also exclusive to us. We sell these left, right, and sideways. I think, do you remember what colors we have, Kelly? You and I went through this last week.
We have the blue and white and the wool and the floss.
Okay, so we have this colorway in the building right now, and we have this colorway in the building right now, and then the natural
And that
wood one.
natural wood one is the one I have in my house in my
So
little
pretty.
stitching area, and I love it because it matches every room.
I know, well, and I keep thinking about taking this color home because I have, my stitching room used to be the den in our house, and I was just like, screw that, I took it over. And I have wood paneling in there, rosewood paneling, it's really pretty. We did not put it in, it was there. The beauty of living in Grosse Pointe, you buy old houses, you have beautiful old things in your old house. And this would look really pretty in there. My hesitation is that my puppy, who's currently at charm school, as I call it, otherwise known as training camp, I'm not sure if he'd like get into stuff sticking out of it. So I haven't treated myself yet, but that's on the horizon. Okay. Last thing in true accessory land is we've had a lot of people traveling for retreats. Whether it's our customers going to other retreats away again. Oh, you had to look it up. Thank you. Or people coming to see us. So many times when you go to a retreat, whether it's with a shop or just with some stitching friends, you want to take your System 4 stands with you. So this bag is custom designed by System 4 to hold your lap stand or your table stand. It has a big open pocket on the inside, so it has very secure clips because, you know, lap stand is not lightweight. It has little pockets in front so that you can put your frame clamp in there and have it stay secure. And then there's a large pocket, sorry, I'll take it off my shoulder. The shoulder strap is adjustable. A large pocket in back to store the lap stand itself. And then there's a nice open pocket here that would be great for your canvas. And then there's two little pockets, so you might put your threads in one and maybe your frame clamp in the other. So it's custom designed to fit their lap stand perfectly, very high quality canvas. And then we also have the same carry bag. I'm not going to open this one up. It looks like a yoga bag. It is designed for the Travel Mate collapsible floor stand. So there we go. So these, both the carry bags are back in the building for the lap stand and for the carry bag. So if you are going to be traveling to see friends this summer, taking your stand with you, your stand is a big investment. Again, the Travel Mate stand has a place to house the stand itself, as well as a totally separate pocket for the frame clamp. The frame clamp is the most expensive part of a System 4 stand. It's where all the engineering is involved. And you want to make sure that when that travels, it's staying super safe. So there we go. Okie doke. Next up, how you doing over there, Kel? Should I just
good.
keep going?
Good. Yep.
Okay. We have some self-finishing items. So let's talk about those. I think Emily piled these up for me yesterday. And I just want to make sure, there we go, I got them in the right order. So I think these are new, the canvases were new in the building, and so she pulled things to go with. So this is the mini bee from Rachel Berry, which could not be any cuter, and the blue fob from Planet Earth. And then Emily also pulled a couple AirTag holders. So we've talked about these before, but I'm going to pop them out. She was stitching one for her trip. I've mentioned this before, and maybe Evelyn's even listening, or maybe Evelyn's napping because you guys got up at the crack of dawn. So Evelyn's just old enough to be at this nice resort they're going to be wandering around, but you know, Emily's like, I just don't want that panicked feeling of like, I don't know where my child is, even if she gets out of sight. So this holds the AirTag in the back, and then it holds some stitching in the front. So Emily pulled this cute little ladybug to go in there. So you might use it to keep track of your, you know, growing independent daughter. Or you might want to put this on your golf clubs. You might want to put this on your tennis bag. You might want to put this on your purse. Lots of things that you might want to be tracking. I have AirTags on my dog. I wouldn't put this on my dog, but AirTags are a beautiful thing. If you are not an Apple AirTag user, I love them. There's probably someone out there who's going to say, oh, no, the whole world can track whatever you're tracking. Maybe they can, but if they want to track my dogs, go too. And let's see, last but not least, Emily pulled the black AirTag holder and this cute little sunshine to go with. So I think these make really, really great gifts. So that is our first self-finishing option. Next up in self-finishing land, I've restocked these because these flew out the door. Sorry, I'm out of screen. We have a lot of stuff on this table today, guys. Ooh. This is one of the original colors of the tissue box holder that we get from Lee Leather Goods. It holds a 3-inch round on the front, self-finishing. That's of course, you know, 3M paper underneath. And then your tissue box going here. It is sided on all sides. So this is very, very well made. So well made, I can't even figure out how to open it right now. There we go. The opening is right here, and it closes with a magnet and stays closed. Yes.
Quick question. Did you only show AirTag fobs, or did you show key
I
fobs
showed
too?
one key fob. The blue one had a little blue, light blue key fob.
Okay,
That went with
so
the bee.
if they said other colors fobs, it would be AirTag fobs.
Probably, because the AirTag fobs come in red, black, navy.
Okay.
That's
got
it.
Thank you.
3 colors. The key fob itself comes in a million colors that are all on our website. I would say to look there because there's lots and lots of colors of those. But the AirTags just come in the 3 colors.
Also, question, The Galentine needlepoint?
I think those are special orders.
Yeah, those are special orders.
Oh,
Unless there's just one, and I'll give mine up.
oh, got it. No,
There's a couple.
Okay. Okay. So the tissue box comes in 4 colorways. I just have 3 here. I don't know if I didn't order the ivory one again. Maybe I didn't. This is, they call it light blue. To me, it's like Tiffany blue. And we have the perfect, beautiful little insert. This is from Kelly Clark, yes. And this is called the Olivia's Leaf Round. Olivia is one of Kelly's daughters. And it's absolutely beautiful, but I just think this would really like uptick the plain tissue box in any room of your house. This is leather. I can't remember the price tag. I want to say around $116, something like that. I don't know where the boxes are. Oh, is there a box there with a price tag on it?
$113.
$113. Okay, I was close. So this is aqua. This is the we're gonna call it aqua or Tiffany blue. Then 2 new colors came out recently. This is the kind of evergreen color, so pretty. And again, I love a good Kelly Clark canvas. This is what she's calling her. Oh, I should try stopping to read. Meredith round, I think it says. Sorry, my close-up vision is going. I'm getting old. So that is darling with that. And saving the best for last, this kind of, they call this navy. I would say it's more of like a nautical blue. It's not quite royal blue. It's not quite navy. And then last but not least, I think this is called the folk art flowers. But don't miss out on that little bee that's in there, which just adds so much whimsy to it. I love it. So those are the self-finishing tissue holders restocked. Whew, okay.
I've also seen people do monograms in those that are really pretty.
Oh.
You could get a Taylor Studio monogram and do it in there.
Yeah, so we could do a Taylor Studio monogram. I think it would have to be a 2-letter, not a 3-letter. And you would have to let us know in the notes that it needs to fit into a 3-inch circle. Because typically the Taylor monogram will be designed for a 4-inch circle. But I believe that in most cases, if you ordered the 2-letter monogram and told us to fit into a 3-inch circle, it would fit. And then you could maybe even do like a husband and wife's name as opposed to a first name and a last name if it's someone, like I was thinking like, what would I do in my house? So mine might be an M and an A from Melissa and Andrew. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be cute.
Okay, sorry, little caffeine trip there. Okay. We got a restock in of these darling little teeth. I'm like, I couldn't decide what to call it. So pink version and blue version, of course. And you can make these into, there's 2 different ways you could do this. Normally, I have seen most of my customers put them in these little wooden boxes, and it could be like either their Tooth Fairy box at their house, or maybe it's the Tooth Fairy box at grandma's house or grandpa's house. So these are here. They are, the mini box is $26. They also come in black. I'm out of stock on the black one right now, but I could order that for you. But this wood mahogany is sweet. And then Bryn was helping me last night pull things, and she's like, what about putting it in one of the little bitty boxes? So keep in mind that this opening on both of these, do we decide they're the same? I think we decided they're the same, are slightly smaller. So just be careful to not overstitch, but you could put this in the little bitty box. The bitty box does come with the little ring holders on the inside, but it is very easy to pull these little guys out, and you can just make these go away. So there's 3 of those tucked inside of the bitty box. I did make a bitty box for my son's now fiance, and she loved it. So we have the pink tooth and the blue tooth. We also, if you're not into the Tooth Fairy thing, but you need a little gift for a little one, here is a dinosaur. How cute is he? And we also have this sweet little angel. Oh my gosh, love her. She would be so lovely in this gold box. Oh, you know what? Her wings might not fit in that gold box. So let us know if you're buying a grouping, if we need to make sure it fits. I'm sure it fits in this box. Yes, because this opening is just a hair bigger in the wood box for the angel. So those are another self-finishing option. And then, how many boxes did we get from Rachel Berry? 3 giant boxes. Anne, who does Anne, who does our receiving for us, came in yesterday and she's like, I'm doing the Rachel Berry stuff first because it's so claustrophobic, and it's a fairly large room, but there were 3 giant boxes. So we have
Now she has
restocked.
a helper, Bryn.
And Bryn is helping at the receiving these days too. We didn't really have a good backup for Anne, and you know, occasionally people like have a real life and they go on vacation. So now Bryn is helping Anne out, which is fantastic. So we restocked all of these pop-in pouches from Rachel Berry. I meant to grab a ruler and I didn't, but I'm gonna guess. I think this is about 5 by 7 with about a 3-inch gusset. The small pop-in pouch comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colorways.
And like usual, if you had a special order, we have already set
Yes,
it up.
yes, I did. I said we had 3 giant boxes. I didn't explain why. We had so many people who special ordered these. I think, as a matter of fact, yesterday I went home with my special order. Megan went home with like 3 of them. Kelly had a special order. Did you special order some of these too, Bryn? Bryn hasn't fallen. And got a small one. So I have the small one. I am going to be putting I take a lot of supplements. I'm trying to be more healthful in my old age. So I take a lot of supplements. I vitamin D every day and omega-3s, and the list goes on and on. But Rachel has a little RX canvas that you can stitch this. It slides in on the inside. And some people were concerned about, well, what's the back going to look like? So we had a whole discussion of maybe you put on a little interfacing and then some iron-on fabric. Was that the end result? Interfacing and iron-on fabric
Yes,
for the
and
back?
there's also interfacing that's double-sided, so you just put the interfacing onto the back of your canvas, then you pull the paper off, then you can put the fabric right onto that. So it's bond, double adhesive.
Okay, so then you don't even have to iron.
Well, you iron it.
Oh, you still have
You
to iron.
iron it.
You still
Okay.
have to iron
See,
both.
I'm always trying to escape the iron, Ann.
Well, you have to iron both.
But then it just looks like plain white or whatever.
Right.
So that will make the back
like
show.
Liz said, her stitching is so perfect. She doesn't need the.
I mean, honestly, as type A as I am, I wouldn't worry about that because
Great.
in general, yes, it's see-through on both sides, but it's full of stuff. So
we
no
do
one's
not
going to see
use
it.
cording on the insert. Someone's asking.
No, because it's a really slim line insert, so you literally just stitch it and put it in. The one thing I would recommend, if you are someone that doesn't normally use stretcher bars and your things need blocking, I would use a stretcher bar, because you're probably not, even if you block this, it might not keep its memory. So I would just stitch this on a stretcher bar because it's so small. It'll stay nice and square and it'll fit inside. I treated myself to the navy blue one, and I have this varsity letter, which will fit inside. Yes.
Just because I'm on a delay.
Oh,
Blue, it needs to be navy blue, light blue.
thank you. Yes, Kelly sees everything on about a 15 to 30 second delay, sometimes longer if we get behind, if there's a lot of comments. So be very specific about your color. So I should have been particular and said, this is light blue. This is now navy blue.
And it's small versus
And
large.
we're talking about the small pop-in pouch. So small pop-in pouch navy blue is what I'm showing right now.
Yep.
I'm also showing the varsity letter. This, I only have the M in the building, but these can be ordered in any letter. So let us know if you want a K or a B or an A, whatever letter you want. We can order that for you, and it comes in grayscale. So I was saying yesterday to Emily, I think I might do like the Wool and the Floss blue in the background, and maybe navy blue for the outline, and maybe green for the M. I don't know. I'm going to shake it up a little bit. So there is that.
And also Christine Kingston is watching, and she said, I think we're the same age and we are not old.
Thank you, Christine. I had a night of many naps last night, which I haven't done in a long time, because back to my supplements, I've started taking magnesium before bed, game changer. And there's a certain kind of magnesium, by the way, magnesium citrate, I think. Don't quote me on that.
Gluconate.
Is that the right one for sleep?
I thought it was gluconate.
See, that's what I don't know.
Magnesium.
Don't quote
I
me.
think it's the
Search
magnesium G.
search magnesium for sleep. In any event, I did not sleep well last night. So I'm feeling old today, Christine, but you are right. Most of the time I don't feel old. Then This is the mint green small pop-in pouch, and this is the SPF canvas, and our friend Amy Poor picked this up when she was here at the retreat. This also comes, I think, in a red, white, and blue more version that goes with the navy, but she was, of course, going to put all her sunscreen in there for their family vacations, etc. Then there are still 2 more colors of the small pop-in pouch, and then we'll get to the large pop-in pouch. Small pop-in pouch comes in pink. This is the prettiest color pink. I debated this one, of course, as well. And this says glam. Of course, you're seeing it backwards. And it fits into the small pop-in pouch, and perfect spot for putting all your makeup, etc. And then this is called Vanilla. Thank you, Anne, for writing that on there for me. And just a side note, some of them have kind of like a rose gold hardware, and some of them have silver hardware. What color, the combination is the combination you get. So, but if you're someone who's like, oh, I'd really rather have gold, then order vanilla versus the pink, which has silver. So to me, it doesn't really matter. The navy happens to have gold. So that's what I'm getting. Didn't even notice that till just now. That I figured they were all the same color. So those are the small pop-in pouches. Then the large pop-in pouches. And again, I'm going to guess on measurements. I'm going to say 11 by 8 because it's about the size of a piece of paper, with probably a 4-inch gusset. And this is the pink. And of course, we had to have one that said NDLPT. So there, all your needlepoint things can go in there. A small project. I think something on an 8 by 8 stretcher bar, like an ornament size, would fit in there. So lots and lots of space in there. Oh, Anne's saving me. Let's see if I was right.
Find it now. I found it. So
Thank you. Every day, 11. Hey, 11 by 8.5. I said it was about the size of a piece of paper, so I guess I was right, but I hedged. But it's about 3.5 inches gusset. So there is the pink with NDLPT. Then there is a light blue, and of course you can mix and match a lot of these statements. You can also do any 6x3 insert. This is the standard 6x3 insert for any of the Rachel Berry things, so it doesn't have to be a label. This, of course, is the light blue NDLPT. There is the generic vanilla. This isn't generic, this is beautiful, but the generic word stuff. So this is designed, it could go with the pink, it could go with the navy, it could go with the vanilla. So that is the large vanilla. If you are a Mahjong player, or in my case, an aspiring Mahjong player, here is the mint green with Maj. And then, as I said, there's the navy blue and a lot of these other, there's also a large, isn't there a large glam, Kelly?
Yeah, so I just commented because I didn't know there was a small glam. I was wrong because I wasn't watching, and then I saw the bag.
You can't watch me and watch that.
I didn't know that there was a small, so I just wanted to make sure the person knew, but it will fit and be
So
good.
there is a large glam as
and
well.
A small glam.
But again, any 6x3 insert will fit in here. Any of the Amy Poor does a few 6x3, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Taylor Studios does a 6x3 insert that we can have custom ordered for you. So lots and lots of choices. Phew, so that is Rachel Berry. I'm going to pause for a little sip of water. We'll do a little bit of finishing, and then we still have lots more product to show you. Okie dokie. That stuff is done. Okay. Next up in finishing land. Oh, I'm gonna pull out a couple things, let Kelly get caught up a little bit. This is here for Stacy. Stacy had a stitch, or she stitched and had us finish her Let It Snow, and this is a piece from Allison Blue. We have it in the building, and Stacy stitched it using my stitch guide. So we have a stitch guide and a thread kit available, and I think she followed my stitch guide. Nope, she did. She simplified the background. My background was Alicia's lace variation, but I have a feeling Stacy sat down and said, no, that looks too hard. I don't want to think that much. And that's okay. I always say a stitch guide is just a guide. It is not a rule book. So she simplified the background, but I think she did everything else the way I recommended, and it looks fantastic. Our finisher added these snowflake feet, so cute, fantastic bows. So Let It Snow is in the building, and happy to send that on its way to you. And this will go off to Stacy. Put this back in the bag. Okay. Next up for Bryn. Do you know you're finishing here? She's already seen it. Let's see. She'll help me with some of these because this one I believe is from NDLPT Designs, and this is
Dirty Shirley.
Thank you. I'm like, I don't know my drinks. It's not a Bud Light, people. It's a Dirty Shirley, and absolutely perfectly stitched. Bryn the other day I think I remember this conversation. She admitted to a customer, she's like, I don't know how to basket weave. And she doesn't know how to basket weave. Maybe she's learning. She started now.
I started.
But look at
it.
I mean, this is continental and it still looks beautiful. So like and that's what I said to Lynn, don't beat yourself up. What did I tell you? I was 27 years old before I even learned that basket weave was a thing. Like I didn't even know that it was a thing.
Sometimes she does.
So Shara started out as a cross stitcher. So continental is very natural to her, muscle memory, right? But I think this one, if I'm right, was continental because this was before Bryn took the leap. But I think it wasn't very hard for her, so that's good. So we don't have that in the building, but obviously because it's now part of officially Needlepoint, I can order this for you. That's the Dirty Shirley. Bryn is under 21, so that's probably why she stitched a Dirty Shirley, because she's going to pretend it's not dirty, maybe. I don't know. We have this darling little martini in the building. We love our olive. Actually, I don't love olives around here. Everyone around here loves olives but me. I swear. I'm always like, ew, and everyone's like, yum. So that cute little martini's in the building. This is Verner's, which is a Detroit phenomenon. When did they start making Verner's? I think the late 1800s. And it was first known as to be like a medicinal drink because it had ginger in it. It's a ginger ale. And then it became just marketed as, Verner's is delicious. So I do know many, many people that if they are having an off day with their stomach, they will be like, where's the Verner's? So it is a Detroit phenomenon, and we have it here. And I don't think it's in the building. We can order it for you. What is in the building is another favorite Detroit piece. We just got our Saunders Hot Fudge restocked. This is not the way it's sold anymore. This is like a vintage Saunders bottle, which makes me a little bit sad because it was the best thing in the world. They still make a Saunders. It's not quite as good. But if you have some Detroit background, either one of those certainly will sing to it. The Verner's can is by Marie from Detroit Needleworks. I don't know why. I was trying to decide whether I should say Marie or Detroit Needleworks, and that's why I hummed. This is a Susan Battle piece. This was just here in our trunk show. And this is Sophie the giraffe, and that's how I know that Bryn is a lot younger than I am, because I had to have somebody tell me who Sophie was. So kind of like a...
It's like a child chewy toy.
Okay. I was saying it was, I know it's like for the kids that came after my kids. And Bryn's just a little bit younger than my kids. So did you have one when you were little?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Madeline had one, and it was like, it's French, made in France, and like the material's safe for kids to chew on, and it was cute and soft.
Well, and couldn't be any cuter. And look at Bryn's background stitch. Did you do have an attachment to Sophie, or just thought the giraffe was cute?
No, I just like the giraffe.
Well, I bought it at market, and then everyone's like, oh, that's Sophie. And I'm like, who's Sophie? Like, I don't know. I just thought it was a darling little giraffe. So there we go. So these are here for Bryn. Yay. Okay. I still have a little bit more finishing, but I'm going to go back to other product. We did all that. Okay, we have this. Let's see, I did that already. Sorry, I'm feeling very disorganized today since I didn't sleep. This darling purse just got restocked, and as a matter of fact, I need to save one for myself because my sister came in one day to drop some stuff off for me, and my sister doesn't stitch, but Kaylee was here, and she said that would be a really nice birthday present for me. She told Kaylee. So I need to take this home. It is just like the cutest like little lady bag. Like, it is just so sweet. It is obviously very small. I can give you measurements. 7.5 by 6 with a 4-inch gusset. The closures are so sweet. You see those little bows, and then it pops up. And for a bag this small, it opens up to hold a fairly decent amount of stuff. It has a lovely batik lining. These are made in, I'm just double checking, Bali, there we go, in a fair trade situation. And I would do this a couple of different ways. You could just use this as is. It is $114. All handmade. You could, and Bryn picked this piece out last night. So this little citrus piece would be so cute on the front. I think this is designed to go inside of a koozie, but is the perfect little size for the front of this bag. And Blair is saying great for a bag tag, and she's exactly right. So that is the next thing that I picked. We have a restock of a lot of these Meg Francis little bag tags. So here is the 4-leaf clover, would be so sweet on there. The artichoke, oh my gosh, Kaylee, one of the last things, you guys, my mother-in-law, I will never forget this. My mother-in-law, before she passed away, she had dementia, unfortunately. She was in a wheelchair. She was basically nonverbal. And so one of the last times my husband was down there, she really wasn't speaking at all. And you know, when you're visiting someone who's nonverbal, sometimes it's really hard to come up with conversation. And so my husband got a text from Kaylee, and my mother-in-law was a fantastic cook, like such a good cook. The few good things that I make are things that she taught me how to make. And I'm not a very good cook because I really just don't want to be bothered, to be honest. Food's just kind of a waste of my time most of the time, and I'd rather go out. So in any event, Kaylee had steamed an artichoke, and then, you know, added the butter and I think a little breadcrumbs and maybe some cheese. And so Andrew showed his mom pictures she's like, oh, and look what Kaylee made last night of this artichoke heart. And my mother-in-law, who had not spoken in like weeks, says, oh my, that looks delicious. And Andrew almost fell over. So it was really, really sweet. So there is the artichoke. We also have a tomato, and of course, the darling cherries. So these are too big to go in the key fob or the air tag, but they're fantastic bag tags on a bag. You can easily, you know, combine them. You could do the cherries and an artichoke and have 2 of them. So darn sweet. So there we go. Another rattan bag that has been restocked. I think I showed these to you once. We keep getting these in, and then they fly out the door before I can show them to you. So because I just showed a rattan bag, when I show you this one in a second, make sure you say large rattan bag for me. Is that what you were going to say?
You only showed one other one.
I've only showed one rattan bag. So this one, when I show you this one, if you're interested in this one, please say large rattan bag or rattan shoulder bag, either one, because this is a shoulder bag. It is also made in Bali. It kind of has a little bit more traditional weave, kind of like old-fashioned bike baskets. This is 206. It is very, very structured. It has this fabulous batik lining. There's 2 pockets on the inside. Let me give you a measurement. And then it has these straps even smell good, leather straps. Absolutely gorgeous with a little bit of gold hardware. And it's a really nice size bag. I will give you measurements since Anne so nicely got me a ruler. 13 by 11. With a 4-inch gusset. So this is the shoulder bag, and again, of course I love a good purse, don't get me wrong, but I buy them with needlepoint in mind. We all want beautiful pieces to be able to utilize our needlepoint on. So this is the sun dressed up girl from Rachel Berry. How beautiful is that? She looks so good on the front of there. And then I think it was either Bryn or Pat last night, I can't remember which, picked out the dogwood. The dogwood from Blue Ridge Stitchery would also be beautiful in there. So these are both 4-inch rounds. So you can also dig into your stash if you have a stash of 4-inch rounds and find something great. This is $206, this bag is. So this is the large rattan bag.
Quick question.
Yes, my dear.
Did you show the 4-leaf clovers with the large bag or the small
Small,
bag? Thank
small.
you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Those are the bag tags from Meg Francis with the small
Perfect.
ladylike bag that my sister wants. Bryn knows my sister, so she's laughing over there. I think she says, yeah, I can see Michelle coming in and being like, that would be a good gift for me.
It'd be really cute to take, like, if you're going to the club for dinner.
I mean,
quick
it's just like, it's like Audrey Hepburn-esque. Like, it's just so sweet. I love it. Okay. Next up, we have, these are kind of along those lines. So I'm going to show you guys now some of the, oh boy, no, I'm not going to show these yet. This is going to confuse the situation for Kelly. I'm going to flash back. Trunk shows. Christine Kingston is watching. The Christine Kingston trunk show is our next trunk show. Yay!
Yay!
We're so excited about it. Christine is a dear friend, and her designs are so classic and so stitchable because she herself is a very, very good stitcher. She teaches classes. She is just a true artist and a beautiful person inside and out. And happens to have a fantastic life partner who was our harem leader at market. We went to dinner with 9 of us with Tony at the head of the table, and he was such a good sport. But her trunk show is en route to us. So we don't have a trunk show in the building right now. We will let you know as soon as it is here and checked in and ready to go. So we are very excited about that. We do have one piece that was sent in duplicate, nothing to do with Christine Kingston, from a former trunk show. So this piece is going to be sent back to the designer, which is Raymond Crawford, because he accidentally double shipped us this gorgeous canvas. But if you have a tie to Hawaii, maybe Emily's going to need to stitch this now that she's going to have been to Hawaii, I think a couple of times. I think she's been before. And this is 20% off. So do I have a price? I think Emily gave me a price. Hold on. Kelly gave me a price. So this would normally be $156, but take 20% off, so $31.20. Today and today only. Sorry about that, but this is going to go back to Raymond unless somebody would like this piece. And I would, who can say the Hawaiian phrase, because I can't. Anyone say that for me?
Meli
Kuiaka.
It's a song. Melikuliki Mama is the
Okay, you guys get the point. If you've spent more time in Hawaii than I have, I've never been.
Maybe Emily either.
That's what I said. Emily might be interested in it. So 20% off today. Otherwise, we're going to send it on back to Raymond because it was a duplicate ship, and it'll just go back to him. But, you know, I always try to give you guys a deal when it's easy for me to do. So there we go.
You have these, sorry. these
Do I
little
what?
guys to
I've
just
buried
bounce
them. They're right here, my dear.
Okay, thank
Sorry. Okay. Next up. Let's do, sorry, I've got stuff everywhere. Because everything that I'm showing you, I feel like is big. So let's talk about a few canvases. Let me see if I can get this over here. I thought we had this light on and now it went off. I don't know why. Huh. Back on. I don't know if that's better or worse. Okay, speaking of Emily, she's getting a lot of love today when she's not here. We hosted the Nutcracker Club from Whip Stitch. These canvases are fantastic. I believe there's 9 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And Emily, of course, has already finished hers. So let me show you her finished versions. This is the Sugar Plum Fairy. And I don't know if Emily provided her fabric. No, finished fab. Hold on, I just want to see what she did. Finisher's choice on fabric and cording. So they're all a little, oh, she says mix and match and close. The fabric is Wool The Floss fabric. Okay, so Emily must have done some of her own picking of fabric, but just said, you know, see what you want to do. So here is the Sugar Plum Fairy. Beautifully, beautifully done and stitched. I believe these are all 4-inch rounds. Yes, they are. Here is the star of the show. the Nutcracker himself, and our finishers have front and centered the Nutcracker on the back, and beautifully stitched. But of course, Emily followed the stitch guides from Rebecca and Elizabeth at Whip Stitch. Oh, I'm gonna stop trying to identify the characters because I'm gonna get them all wrong. Because
That's the Snow Queen.
Snow Queen, thank you. I was like, ooh. See, some of them I know. Here's the Rat King. That one's easy. And again, Rat King centered on the back. I have so many Nutcracker sets, and I'm telling you, I keep ordering this Nutcracker set thinking that, is this Clara? I think this is Clara. And there she is, centered on the back. I think that's the Arabian Dancer.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the one called? Mother somebody?
Oh,
Sugar Plum?
No, I did the Sugar Plum Fairy already. So pretty. I know. So Christine, I'm seeing Christine say she loves the set. I have so many Nutcracker sets, and I can't tell you how many times I have almost taken this home. I think this is the Chinese Dancer, yes. And I believe, oops, you know what? I think I called the Spanish Dancer the Arabian Dancer. Like I said, I was going to get them all wrong.
I think the other one was the Russian Dancer.
Russian Dancer. See, I should read
I don't
these.
know all of it again.
So, let's see. No, this was the Arabian Dancer. I was right. So we have the full set. Arabian Dancer, the Waltz of the Flowers. I got that one wrong. There is the Mouse King. I called him the Rat King. Kind of the same thing, I guess. The Russian Dancer.
I think that's the Russian.
Yeah, I knew I'd get some of them wrong. That's why I said I shouldn't even try. Mother Ginger. I said she was Mother
Yeah,
somebody.
she was Mother something. I don't know.
This is the Chinese Dancer. This is, of course, the Nutcracker. And every piece has the stitch guide, which Emily meticulously followed. I don't know if she's going to put hers on a wreath or a garland. This is the Snow Queen, as Kelly identified. This is Clara, I'm sure. Yes, Clara. And so 9 in the set.
I think the Snow Queen might be my favorite. But
So,
they're all fabulous.
They are $114, including the stitch guide, and you can buy them a la carte or you can buy the whole set. So Emily's pieces are gorgeous, and these will be packed up safely for her, awaiting her return from Hawaii. So there we go. So that's super fun. Back in the building. And very tempting for me. This piece I stitched myself, and we have the garden totes still in the building.
Yes. we
Yes. So this was finished by our finisher. I stitched it to be the size of the pocket. So the pocket was covered with my stitching. It's done in a soft patch. And this is the Rachel Berry Coco the Chicken. I do have a stitch guide for this. I loved stitching every inch of this. And here's Coco in all her glory.
And like everything else, if you special order this, we have yours for you.
Yes, so we were waiting, these were back ordered. So I did order a number of these, and a number of them were spoken for, but when I have a number that is spoken for, I order some extras because I figure it's going to be popular. So that's here. I still have these fabulous bags I haven't talked about yet. Okay, well, I'm going to do a few of these canvases.
$10.50, so you're good on time.
Okay, here is the Whip Stitch tag restocked. Liz stitched this. This is exclusive to us. It was brought in for our retreat. We did talk about a special event. We will be having a special event with Paige from Blue Ridge in July, so stay tuned for that. But the whipped tag is here. It could fit into a luggage tag, I think, right? No, it might be too long. Why don't I measure since I have a ruler? Hello. 2 by, it is 3.5. And you could squeeze the words into 3, but you'll lose some of the apple blossoms, which is of course the Michigan State flower. Liz had us finish her stitch version into a bag tag that goes on some of our leather totes that we have shown over and over again that we adore. So that is what that's all about. We also restocked the gorgeous, exclusive to us, 18 mesh Catherine Miller Knuth. I said it right this time, I had to think about it. This is also exclusive to us. And our Rebecca stitched this with guidance from Liz. And we have these gorgeous frames. I think, yes, I still see the frame and stack of these gorgeous frames that it finishes up into, but you could do anything with it, but that's how we decided to finish it. Okay, I'm going to pause on this situation and we're gonna talk about these other bags. I just wanted a pause between the bags.
Do you want me to help you move them closer?
I think I'm okay. We're gonna, although, you know what? I wanna start with this one. Good. Okay, so, as I said earlier, I love a good bag. I love a good bag that can highlight my needlepoint. That's even better. So I was actually reordering from the leather tote finisher that we have, that we love the quality of our leather totes. And I happened across this bag and I was like, I think that bag is pretty fantastic. So it was a Friday. I do most of my ordering at home on a Friday. And Liz was here and I called her and I said, I know you're really busy, but could you take a peek at this? Because I think that these would be really, really good. And so I will say, I think there was oh my gosh, these are fantastic. And then shortly after that, as we were talking about these bags, Megan walked into the office she was working in and said, what are those? We need those. So here is this bag. And it has a shoulder strap, which of course hops on with a lobster clasp. So this can easily be, of course, replaced by a needlepoint strap, right? And then on the front, it also has carry handles. The front has this fabulous tassel, and then you could, instead of doing a needlepoint strap, you could add a bag tag. So I happen to just loop Kaylee's Detroit Hustles Harder onto this bag, which is called light gray. It's kind of like a taupey color. But I want to show you a little bit more of this bag. They are made in Italy. So again, my idea was either a needlepoint strap or a bag tag, or just use it for fun. There is a pouch on the inside. Do you see these little straps on the outside? There's one on either side. These can come off, and that means that this interior pouch can come out. This pouch is really stuffed with tissue, but the pouch enables you to have 3 different sections in your purse, which is really fantastic. Little tiny things, I guess, could go underneath, but this pouch can come out if you find you don't need that 3rd section. But these are all leather. They're made in Italy, and they are $166. And I have them in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colors. I can reorder all of these colors. But I only ordered 1 of each color because I sometimes like come in and you're like, ew, that's really kind of an ugly color. But all the colors are fantastic. They're so beautiful. So this is the most neutral one for sure. So I, of course, had fun yesterday.
The size of it already? So
I didn't measure it.
Okay.
That's a thank you. It's a little tricky to measure because of how I'm going to show you how the top is shaped. The top is shaped like that. So I'm going to give you the widest measurement on the top.
Okay, someone said frozen again, so I want to make sure that.
Oh, that's not
Can
good.
someone else comment besides the one person, just to see? It could be a
Yeah.
one-person issue, or it could be
Size
everyone.
of purse. So Cindy says I'm frozen. Does anybody else? Somebody tell me that you're okay
No,
if you would.
not frozen. Go ahead. So
Okay, so Cindy, maybe
refresh your
restart.
browser.
Yeah. So thankfully, but you know, Cindy, we've had a morning already, so I don't blame you for thinking it was something on our end. Thankfully, it's getting a little brighter outside. So size of bag. The widest width of the top is 13. The height is 11.5. And the width on the bottom, again, it depends how you measure it. If I measure just the seamed part is about 4 inches, but it's really about 6 inches. And I'm gonna back up, and actually that'll give you all a chance to admire our beautiful patriotic wall. Megan said she did this kind of in honor of me and my birthday, which was very sweet. But that gives you a better size of the bag, I think. Although our second camera, whoops, I almost knocked a shelf over. You guys know that that's my blind side. So you can kind of see how big it is when it's on me. So it's a larger handbag, definitely not a tote bag. Okay, so back to our light gray. This fantastic Colors of Praise strap would be so good on this. So do you see how like that kind of purpley color, that like light orchid blends so well with that light gray? And I'm going to show you the strap up close. It is tigers and sailboats, and a little house. It's just really fantastic. So this would be a fantastic bag strap. And of course, in the short term, you have your temporary strap. This strap also adjusts, so you could make it a crossbody or you could make it just a shoulder bag. If you would rather have a bag tag for it, again, Kaylee's Detroit Hustles Harder looks fantastic on it. When she stitched hers, we used Fireworks that's kind of multifaceted. And then navy blue velvet is what she used there. For you coffee lovers, this latte would be so cute on there. And if you're more of an outdoors girl, here is the Blue Ridge, which seen as this Outlook. Doesn't tell me exactly. I'm sure it's in the Blue Ridge Mountains.
It's so gorgeous.
So pretty. So that is the light gray and some options to go with the light gray. And I zipped that up, Anna. You might just want to tuck those in there like I did with the others. Okay. And as I said, the lights get me here after a little bit. So off comes the jacket. Sorry. Okay, Kelly Green, our next colorway. Same exact bag, same exact price, different combinations. So this is this gorgeous Kelly Green, so pretty. And the Colors of Praise strap. I think this is the only skinny Colors of Praise strap I'm showing. So this is the skinny Colors of Praise strap, would be fantastic with it, of course. I will, got lots of people trying to help out people who are frozen, but I think most people are still seeing us. Here is the Colors of Praise strap. So many beautiful colors. I usually use these as stash busters, and of course would be fantastic on this bag. And of course, we pulled some bag tag options. This is from Blueberry Point. This is her camellia. So beautiful, 4-inch round. And then this is from Stitching with Stacy. Look at how cute that little flamingo would be on there with the tassel next door. Love, love, love. This is also 13 mesh, so this would be a super fast stitch. And I would have this finished shaped, just put a little shadow stitching around there. Be darling on this bag. Next colorway.
Sorry, because I'm on a delay, bag please, I don't know what color
Yes,
you want.
you need to be very specific. Sorry, if we say bag please, I don't know. So $166 is the price of the bags. I see that. And whoever said bag please, just let us know what color. I only have one of each, but I can reorder them.
Comment, so I'm guessing it was the gray, but I just don't want to guess.
So confirm whoever asked, who was it who said that?
Grace.
Grace, just let us know that you mean that you want the gray. So, Kelly Green with a mermaid. I showed a Kelly Green with a flamingo. Let me go back to the flamingo. That Nora, the mermaid, might work on it, but I think she might be a little long. So this is the flamingo. So it says mermaid, but I'm wondering if you actually mean flamingo. So, okay. Next up is orange. And Pat and Brent and I did always, I can't even remember who picked what anymore. We were having so much fun with it last night. We're like, what about this? What about this? So this is the orange. So it's not quite Crayola orange. It's a little more sophisticated, I would say. It has a burnt orange, you think?
I think so.
Yeah, it's a little softer than like the bright Crayola orange. Like that view looks like what it really looks like. So I think Pat pulled these, the campfire. How cute would that be? Really fun with the fire going. This is a Saturnalia piece. And again, the bag tags, because you're looping them onto the handle, you can switch them out. So like this might be really fun to have in the summertime, but maybe in the fall you want something more fall-ish. This wide Colors of Praise belt, hip belt, would be absolutely gorgeous. And this bag is large enough to be able to support this width of a belt, but how beautiful would that be? And let me show you all the patterning on it. And the nice thing, this type of hip belt is what brought us the so-called Liz finish, as we call it now. There is lots of length to these, so you can have this done without any leather showing. Usually our belt finish does a pretty good job of being able to match the leather to the bag. However, in my case, I posted a video, a picture yesterday of my kind of raspberry pink Kate Spade bag that my staff got me, and then they also stitched a gorgeous Colors of Play strap for me. They didn't have that, so mine has black, and it looks fantastic with it. So you can just pick a nice neutral to go with it if our belt finisher, she has about 50 colors of leather, but it's all hand dyed. There we go. And so it is, they come in slightly different colors every time, so I can't tell you exactly what color she has. This yellow bag is our next color, which, oh my God, so good. Each of these colors, like I said, I was a little nervous to order more than one, but I will get right on and order more today if people are interested. This is the yellow, and again, they all have the temporary bag. This holds the pouch. The tassel is beautifully done, and this is, I think, one of my favorite finds yesterday. This is the leopard on her beach chair, which, I mean, come on. Does this whole thing like speak to me or what?
Someone just commented, and it's so true and so hysterical. If Emily is on vacation, I can't imagine Emily when she is working.
Emily is a force. There's just no other word.
Amazing.
Yeah, she gets more done in a day. And people say that I get more done in a day than anyone they know. No, they haven't met Emily yet. So yes, she's on the plane. As a matter of fact, we were talking with someone yesterday, and she said, well, I'll be in Hawaii, but I'll have my laptop with me. And I'm like, please don't email her. No, she's on vacation, but.
She says she's needlepointing her geode cup.
Oh yeah, she said she loved mine so much she had to do it. So how about that? So love this leopard on this yellow bag. Love, love, love. If you are a music kind of gal, this is Tomorrow. And I don't know my music well enough to know if any of this actually says the sun will come out tomorrow. And then bag tag. Bryn loved this bag tag, this strap, and we're trying to match it up with things. And so I said, you know what, this would be great with the yellow bag. Just this kind of citron green, you would change to a yellow to match the bag, in my opinion, and it would be fantastic. So really pretty in there. You could also change that citron green to gold to match the hardware on here, and it would be absolutely gorgeous. So those were our choices for that one. Sorry. Next up we have red, which will match our board behind me fantastically well. So here is the red, and I would say it is a true American flag red. So pretty. I love a good red bag. And you could do a bag tag with it. This patriotic bow would be absolutely darling on it. And again, the bag tag's easy to switch out. You could have this on here during the summertime. You could pull this bag back out for Christmas and have a Christmas version of something on there. Would be fantastic. The Polish pottery belt strap, which we've just showed recently, but it looks so good with this bag. We could not help but show it off again. So the Polish pottery belt strap would be fantastic. And I don't want anyone to be confused. I don't think that you should do both a strap and a bag tag. Even I think that might be needlepoint overload. But, you know, because the bag strap switches out and both things are temporary attachments. Let me talk about that. So your bag tag's going to be looped around here. Your purse strap's going to be clipped on here. If you keep your standard strap, you could use the standard strap and a bag tag. You could take the bag tag off and use your purse strap. So you could do both. I just wouldn't do both at the same time. Okay, I have two more colors. Boom, boom, boom. Let me move that. Sorry, I'm adjusting things here and trying to keep up with all the craziness. This raspberry color is so fantastic. Yeah, this is very similar to the color purse the gals got me for Christmas last year. So darn pretty, I can't stand it. I believe there may have even been a comment when we were picking out colors. Liz was helping me pick out colors after I found the bag and got her thumbs up on it. That she's like, even I like that pink. So Bryn pulled this gorgeous plaid, Burberry plaid strap to go with it, which would be beautiful. I think you could even find a place maybe in here to maybe switch those thin lines to gold to match the hardware, would be really pretty. And if you'd rather have a bag tag, Pat was like, I feel like Mahjong's everywhere. That Mahjong queen would be so good on there. I'm like, yes, it would, with that crown. Oh, delicious. And then for you 13 mesh stitchers, this tulip I thought would be really fun on there. And you might even have it finished so the hanger comes from the corner, maybe like that. Would be really, really cute. So that's 13 mesh from Jennifer Chulin. And the final color in these bags is, again, a rather patriotic color. This fantastic royal blue. Oh my gosh, so pretty. And we pulled, of course, a couple things. So guess what? This is a beautiful Christine Kingston strap, the Greek key symbol. And because the trunk show is coming up, this would even be available today at 20% off because it is Christine's. And that would be fantastic on it. So Christine, maybe you need this blue purse to stitch your own design for. It'd be so good. If you would rather have, or in addition have, some bag tags, very classic. I like to put them a little bit under that tassel. The butterflies, so pretty. And for those of you that are a little bit on the wild side, here is the sea monster kraken. How fun would that be? Phew! So that is all the colors of the
Everyone
bags.
loves those bags.
Yay, good pick for me. I don't know why I was nervous about it, but usually when I kind of go with things that aren't truly needlepoint, I like, you know, some of the gals here to give me a buy-in. And when Liz was like, yes, and then literally when Megan squealed, I'm like, okay, I think this is a good. I think
Yeah,
this is a
people
good
are saying
fit.
order more
I mean,
bags.
they got
Based on the comments, we will be ordering a lot more bags. And
Yeah.
the bag inside the bag is always a good thing.
So, yeah, so if you would like to order one, pre-order them now. I will special order yours. I think these came, how quick did they come, Liz? Maybe like a week and a half?
Wouldn't promise anything like that, but
No, but when we ordered them that time.
I would say 2 weeks,
Well, it was a Friday. So it was 2 Fridays ago.
at least, yeah. 2
So it's two. So they came in 2 weeks. Again, to Liz's point, they get now everything gets caught up in customs, so we don't know how long it really will be. But this past time, it was just 2
Then we have
weeks.
to check them all
So-
in and price them.
Right, but it was 2 weeks from when I ordered to when we had them. I can't guarantee that again, but that's, you know, it's not like if you order one today, it's going to be 5 months. It's not going to be 5 months. Okay. This darling little piece is for our friend Tracy. Tracy is local to us. This is one of the Associated Talent shift dresses. I adore these. Oh my gosh, so cute. This has the crabs all over them and done on the hanger. These little doll hangers are so sweet. Year tag on the back, and that's here for Tracy. All done in basket weave, but she used really interesting threads. Really, really fun. And we have a number of those in the building. These are such a fun summer stitch. So here is the vertical whales. There's some Christmas ones in here too. The Christmas green Santa suit. The hearts, the heart shift is so sweet. If you're local and you have a South graduate next year, you could stitch this in time for the Grosse Pointe South. This is our high school's school colors, and of course South is the name of it. Liz's daughter's graduating from North, my kids graduate from South, Kelly's kids go to the public school, the private school, so we represent all the schools around here. The green snowflake. This is the lattice in aqua. This is the yellow gingham. So all on 18 mesh. This is the aqua gingham. This is the tricolor gingham. And there is the red Santa suit. So sweet. So those are all here and available. It's kind of funny that we have an Associated Talents, which is now through Bradley Needlepoint Company, which is by our friend Don Lynch, who is super good friends with Rachel Donnelly and Ann Fisher. And so next up, there's a tie-in to this. I'm just trying to find the stitcher's name. I'm sorry, this is for Carol. And these are the Rachel Donnelly, Ann Fisher collaboration of the, let me make sure, are they the same? They're exactly the same. She has two the same. I was like, there's a boy and a girl, and I wasn't sure if we had a boy and a girl or if we had two girls. So there are two girls here for Carol. And then from NDLPT Designs, which is now part of Officially Needlepoint, is this, I think that's right. Let me double check my work. I should know this for sure. Ghost on Pink. It doesn't say, but I'm next to positive this is one of my designs. This is through Officially Needlepoint now, this darling ghost. So sweet. I love a friendly ghost. Sometimes we don't always want to stitch Halloween stuff that's scary because depending on the ages of our audience, it might send the wrong message. So we don't have that sled that I showed you in the building, but we do have a number of others. So let's walk through the Ann Fisher sleds. The one I showed you with the Rachel Donnelly gingerbread girl on it is on 18 mesh. All of these are on 13 mesh. So there is the Santa suit from Ann Fisher, the blue Nutcracker, the reindeer wreath, the Noel sled, and the ice skate. So these are a great beginner project. I actually have a stitch guide that we send with her quote unquote basic sled, meaning her first sled. But I don't have the first sled in stock. So this finishing is set. I'm gonna save a little bit of this finishing. I still have more finishing. I just want to tell you to get caught up. We have lots of canvases still showing.
Another 15 more minutes, and I am caught up.
Okay, so restock, Lauren Block, the blue bow hat, the pink bow beanie, so sweet. This we featured on our Instagram a little while ago. Rebecca, my marketing gal, stitched Hagrid's hut from Mopsy, and we have a stitch guide and thread list all pulled together for you. I helped Rebecca with stitch suggestions and she stitched it up and it's absolutely darling. So if you have a Harry Potter fan, Hagrid's hut is in the building. Love MHB. This is the 13 mesh. This one is this the newest one? I'm getting all her Nutcrackers confused now. I don't know which Nutcracker this is.
He's one of the OGs.
He's the, okay, so he's either A or B. Yeah. I can't remember which one. Okay, a restock on a few Stitched Angels, the Artist Angel. I showed you a bunch of those earlier.
Oh, and actually that is that particular Nutcracker was a special order for me, and I'm just realizing from retreat.
Uh-oh. Oops. So we can order this for you,
yes.
But that was spoken
yes,
for.
It was.
Every
Thank
now
you.
and then, that's why Kelly and I really watch these, because every now and then we miss things. We can always reorder them, but we like to give them to the people they were ordered for. So this is the Artist Angel. Kiss the Cook. And classic green angel with a wreath. And I showed you guys that earlier. Okay, next up, these NDLPT signs. I had seen on Instagram people making frame weights out of needlepoint. So to me, I don't know if this was intended to be, this is 1 3/4 by 6 1/2. So I don't know if it was intended to be a needle fob, but, excuse me, needle fob. A key fob, there we go. But what I liked the idea of it was insetting this into a frame weight that then the finisher can fill with, what do we usually fill them with now these days? Frame weights.
Gravel, or it's lined so the gravel's not going to go through.
Okay.
So
it's usually filled with gravel. It used to be filled with, like some people used to put beans in it, like dried beans, but then like that can become an issue with
and some people
rodents
use BBs, but that gets expensive, so it's about.
Yeah, so we fill the frame weight with things that are heavy, but these I think would be really fun frame weights to stitch up. A restock from Officially Needlepoint of some of the graduation pieces. Here is Snoopy dancing for joy at his graduation. And if Snoopy isn't your jam, we have the Woodstock 5-inch round. And I believe on Tuesday, they also showed off the Woodstock. He's designed more to be like a stand-up or a pillow insert. I watched, when I couldn't sleep in the middle of the night last night, I did watch Kelly's and Liz's whips. So,
It was a little messier than normal. Usually we're a little bit more buttoned up than that.
Oh, it was fun. A new scissor fob. Why can't my words come for me? Key fob from Jenny Sandberg. This is the M. And then I know a number of you ordered the K. We do have your orders. She actually brought these back out at my request. What I will tell you is what Jenny does is she makes a design for each letter. And we also have the J. Look at how cute that is. Oh my gosh, love it. She makes a design for each letter, but then it's only around for a certain period of time. So when I showed off the K, it was actually over and done with. And I said, oh, but I have 4 people who really wanted it. So I begged and pleaded, and she re-upped this for me, which was very nice. So K is back in the building. M is in the building. Pink and blue. Love, love, love. And J. Amy pours Halloween coasters. This is Happy Haunting, of course, on 13 mesh. There are 4 others in the series, which I can order for you, but they're not here right now. Restocks from our friend at Wheelhouse. This is the jack-o'-lantern tote. Look carefully, you guys. That's like a skeleton in that bag with the jack-o'-lantern head. Hysterical. He's waving hello. This is the NDLPT without the champagne, the NDLPT tote without the champagne. So kind of done in grayscale so you can pick your favorite colors. A restock from my friend Diane at Pepperberry. She represents Stark Art. So there is Santa ringing the bell and Mrs. Claus ringing the bell. This must be like, you know, right after the midnight on the 25th. So they are done with their jobs and they're all excited. So cute. Or maybe it's the beginning of the season and they're getting ready to really get going. I'm not sure. Then this was exclusive to another shop for a while, and I couldn't wait till it was off exclusive. And so this is our first showing of this candy cane frame, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. It can go horizontal or vertical. Love that.
I believe all the Jenny Sandberg key fobs are 18 mesh that we showed, correct?
Correct.
Yep.
This is another favorite of mine. This is the double-sided angel from Patricia Sohn. Every time I stock this, I say, I'm going to take this home. I think she's so beautiful. What Patricia does that I think is very smart is her designs don't have a ton of detail on the paint. Where the magic happens with Patricia is in her stitch guide, which comes with it. So it's stitch guide and canvas for $228. And look at the beautiful stitch choices she makes. So, so pretty. Christy from Initial K was stitching this when I was in Round Top. And I loved it. We had a restock from Cotswold Designs of a few things. We restocked this gorgeous tree. I highlighted this. I did a Pretty in Pink episode a little while ago. And we picked out some really pretty threads for this. We did some ribbon for the trees, like Treenway over-dyed ribbon for the trees. We picked a different like real ribbon that you could tie for the bow on the top. And we had some really pretty backgrounds and some snowflakes. Oh, so pretty. So that is a restock. And then 2 things that I had not carried from her are the Patriotic Martini. How cute is this? This would be so fun on either the royal blue or the red bag. We just showed you guys as a bag tag. Really, really cute. And then I thought this was really cute. This is a 13 mesh max box, slow burn. It's fairly small. 2 1/4 by 4 once you account for the one match that's kind of sticking out. Restock from my friend Carrie at Kangaroo Paws of the Patriotic Stars. So these are the heart flags. And I would do all of these on a garland or a patriotic wreath. This is the Uncle Sam hats across the middle. This is Uncle Sam hats all over. This is the zigzag star, just screaming for a good Bargello stitch. This I would call the patriotic ribbons because each stripe is slightly different. And then I would call this the flag hearts across the middle. And like I said, I kind of see these all on either a garland. Let's see if I can do this. I think I can. There's six total of my favorites. There's more in this series if you wanted something larger, like, you know, if you live in Texas where everything's bigger, you could, there are 6 of these. Let's see if I can, there's 5, and here is, I can't quite get you number 6 separately. Maybe I can. Oh, I'm wasting time on this, but you know, you gotta see them all together. So they're really, really sweet together. There we go. We have a restock of the Pool Lady. This would be really cute on the rattan bag. I'd love to see that on there. So sweet. To me, this is such a summer bag, and anything you put on here is probably going to be permanently attached. Although you could do a bag tag on there and put it through the hardware. This was a favorite from Market that's just arrived. This is something I say to my kids all the time. This is from Maura Nolan. Text me when you land. And again, just, I wouldn't probably make this, put this on my luggage because God knows what would happen to it. But I would love to see this just as a little stand-up piece, etc. This key fob, this is the Vine key fob. I have sold this to be put inside of one of the pop-in pouches. This would work across there, and you could add some lettering above and below. So I've done that before. We interrupt this marriage to bring you the football season. I think this is a fantastic sentiment. This canvas was a little, what's the word I want to say? Kelly and I had a disagreement on it. I saw this at Market, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the design of this is fantastic. Of course, you're seeing it backwards. It says no skinny dipping alone. And I thought it was hysterical. I go, what do you think? And she shook her head and she said no. And I'm like, and no, usually I like listen, and I was like, no, that's just too darn cute. And if I end up stitching it myself, I'll stitch it myself. But I absolutely love it. 13 mesh, no skinny dipping alone. And then when we showed off our fantastic self-finishing tables, if you have not seen me talk about self-finishing tables, I highly recommend you watch the pinned video at the top of our Instagram grid. This was a favorite with the self-finishing tables. If you order a self-finishing table, those are starting to ship. The first wave has gone out, so they're working diligently on those. But this is Pick Your Poison from Rachel Berry, and it is fantastic. So, looking at the time, 11:24. We have a little bit more finishing. I think just like 2 or 3 things. So let's do it. This darling sweater is here for Carol. This is one of the Stitch It sweaters. I can order this for you. This is on 13 mesh. I do have a couple other sweaters in the building. This took forever from, of course, Elizabeth Crane Swartz. And then the darling Christine Kingston Noel. I think I'm supposed to pass along to you that these look really good with 2 or 3 rows stitched around them and stitched in between their arms.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. I'm glad. And this one, if you're interested in this darling Noel, this would be 20% off today because her trunk show is on its way to us. Darling little snowman is here for Becky, who is one of our local stitchers. I don't have this in the building. I wish I could remember who this was because I know she bought it from us. But this little cutie pie, this might be from Blueberry
Point.
I was gonna say, I think it's Blueberry Point. So Kelly and I are both saying it at the same time. So this little cutie is from Blueberry Point. We can order that for you. What I do have in the building is the snowman head from Amy Poor through Officially Needlepoint, 13 mesh. And then I also have this really cute Lauren Block piece that is part of her fundraiser series that supports a scholarship for Elizabeth Schmerling, who unfortunately passed away from brain cancer at 24, I believe. And her mom designs cards, and then Lauren takes the cards and turns them into needlepoint.
We were both wrong.
So
she said it's not her snowman.
Oh, shoot.
She's watching.
Well, thank you, Susan. We can figure it out though, because I know we sold that to Becky, so it's in our system. We just, you know, can't remember the fly. This darling piece is from Love MHB, yes?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. Kelly and Liz highlighted this on their Galentine's episode, and this fits into one of the 5x5 cubes. And this stitcher, who is, I didn't give them credit, so sorry, Robin, used their stitch guide, and it is absolutely darling. If you like this Valentine's theme, I've got a couple of Lauren Block, her chocolates, which I think are 4x4, so we could do a 4x4 cube. Yep, they're 4x4, so you could do a 4x4, or you could add a border. Kelly and Liz talked about one of our border books on Tuesday. So there's the pink hearts or the chocolates. Also, if you noticed back here, we've got a couple of the Love MHB patriotic tic-tac-toe boards, which would be a darling pillow, or the kind of coastal version. So, whew, okay, we went through a lot today. Thank you all for your time spending with me. We appreciate that. I'm going to sign off because we're going to get bombed soon. Sorry about a few of the storms around here and the slight pauses. Thank you for sticking with us. And we'll be posting this to Facebook, so Facebook watchers will be able to see it. And I think that's about it.
Just
Everybody
give us
have a
some
great
time
weekend.
to-
Yeah, we usually it's 11:30. We probably won't answer phones until about 1 because we need to audit everything and get things in order so we can even answer your questions intelligently. So we will talk to you soon. I see there's just a couple last minute add-on requests. So thank you so much for spending time with us. Have a great weekend, and I hope you find some time to stitch. Bye-bye.